Well, welcome to episode 2 of Idarty. Pop it open, baby. It's a lifestyle. That's what we do.
For sure.
The man,
For sure.
Chef Joe, in the house.
How are you today?
Our handicapper, a resident handicapper, Mr. Sports Aficionado, Bucket. Bucket, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Yankees lose. We're all happy.
It's true.
The shirt says it all. Shirt says it all. Hey, well, if we're talking sports, let's jump right in. We got a lot to talk about today and lots to show you. College football playoff seedings, the initial ones came out this past week. And
That don't mean shit.
It really doesn't, but I was looking at some of the possible matchups. The way, obviously, the conference champions will get a first-round bye. That being said, Oregon, BYU, Georgia, and Miami all get byes. They just get a week off to recover and heal their wounds. After that, Tennessee would play Indiana. I think Indiana's ranked pretty low. I watched 2 of their games.
Yeah, they're actually pretty damn good. That coach is
Signetti.
Yeah, he's got him going, bro. He's a Nick Saban disciple for sure.
But you heard what he told the recruits when they asked him, "What makes your program different?" I win. That's all he said. I win.
Yeah.
He's 8-0. It's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah, did it with JMU last year and doing it again.
Yeah, they would draw Tennessee in the first round. That's but it would be at Indiana.
And they're playing their backup quarterback right now. It's not their starting quarterback the last 2 games, I believe, 2 or 3
Did
games.
he have hand surgery or
something like that?
Yeah, broke his thumb or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the brother of a CFL, like a really good CFL quarterback, Rourke, and he was on the Jaguars preseason team for a bit. Now he's back in the CFL. He's probably going to be like a CFL Hall of Famer, for being honest. But yeah, his brother's down there.
The other matchup would have number 5 Ohio State playing number 12 Boise State. I watched Boise play the other night. They're because of where they're at.
I haven't seen them this year.
They get the Thursday, Friday game.
Right.
Yep.
Blue field, kind of hard to watch on that blue field, but man, they're good.
Is this one with the running back? Oh, yeah,
Genty.
for sure. Yeah, that's
He's from the
Genty.
Dallas area.
Yeah.
He wants to come home and play for the Cowboys, but Jerry will probably mess that up.
Oh, fucking Jerry.
So the other matchup we have, and by the way, I don't think Ohio State is that good.
I don't either, but I still
think
think they beat Boise still. But
yeah, I do too, but I don't think they get past
That freshman receiver though, Smith.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith.
The thing is that the way the seasons play out,
big dude.
I think that Ohio State would advance to the semis because they would get BYU after that, the conference champion from the Big 12. And BYU, I mean, come on.
No, yeah, shout to BYU and shout to BYU, their quarterback.
Hey,
Exactly.
BYU was tough for us for years in the Big
I
12.
know,
They used
I know.
to get us all the time.
I believe me.
But that quarterback, he would always get up to the long
Well,
run.
they had that old Hawaiian coach who was pretty good too. He always had him up and running.
Yeah, Zach Wilson still hurts my feelings then.
Oh,
but
hush. There's nothing good to Zach and Wilson together.
you know, BYU. That's why BYU quarterback. But yeah, no, they're bad. Oklahoma State almost beat them this year, so that's how you know they're bad.
That says it all.
Yeah.
The other matchup, Penn State going to Notre Dame.
The Fraud Bowl.
Well, it's 7 versus 10, so I don't know. I guess Penn State would get that home game, right? They're the higher seed, so Penn State would get that home game.
Yeah, that is a Fraud Bowl to the max right there, and that would be A&M spot if they didn't lose to them earlier in the year.
I'm calling it now. I think Franklin is on the hot seat. I think he's out after this.
Really?
Come on, man. He's 1-11 against Ohio State.
Yeah.
1-12 against ranked teams in the top 5.
He's the primary beneficiary of the playoff being the way it is now.
Yeah,
He'll make it now every year if they just lose that one game to Ohio State. He'll make it, but yeah, if they ever want to take that next step, then he's got to go.
And assuming the University of Texas doesn't win the conference, which all they have to do is win out. All they have to do is win out.
Sure.
Now, it starts at the time of this filming. They play Florida this weekend. Then they got to go up to Arkansas, which I think is the trap game.
Right? They've always played us tough. They've always got up for us.
Always. Old Southwest Conference rival.
And of course, it's the week before rivalry game. So.
Well, yeah, and then we got to,
You gotta get.
No, then we come home.
No, we have one more. Yeah. We have
okay.
Play Kentucky at home, and then
which is another tough one. They give. They give Alabama all they could. Georgia all they could handle. They beat Alabama.
I think they had some injuries. They've kind of fallen off, but early in the season they looked like the team to beat.
Yeah.
They haven't been lately. Florida beat the crap
Look
out
tough.
of them. But Texas would draw, if they stay in the 5 seed, they would draw Alabama at home. That would be a heck of a ball game because I think Alabama's sneaky. They're still sneaky good.
I mean, we've already seen this matchup. This is the only thing that people complain about. But
let's not forget, DeBoer has Sarkisian's number.
Yeah.
So you're not feeling good about it?
I mean, you got to prove that you can beat him.
Right.
He hasn't beaten DeBoer yet.
Yeah.
DeBoer's beat him in the Alamo Bowl, and beat him in the semifinal last year. I mean, come on. You got to prove you can beat the man.
Yeah.
He hasn't proven he can outcoach him yet. I mean, I think it's a different team, different dynamics. We'll see.
I mean, I was not happy that we lost to Georgia, but I was almost happy that it happened just so they can get their shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Joe's got a great point. I think football teams, especially when you're running the table the way they are, I mean, let's face it, the first 5 games for the Horns were not tough.
Right.
But the schedule was always going to get tougher the second half. But they needed to come to Jesus moment.
Absolutely.
And I think that happened in Georgia. They really didn't wake up into the second half. And look at it. Look at it this way. Georgia scored 20 points in the first half, and they only covered 64 yards of total offense. That's it. Which means that the offense was turning the ball over and giving the defense a short field.
They had a good. They were on the Longhorn side of the field the whole fucking game. The whole game.
And that speaks volumes about the Texas defense. So there's a lot of positive. They play again. Let's see. I think the X factor for me, what I saw with the defensive ends, because I was at the game, the defensive ends from Georgia were abusing the right side of the offensive line. I think that gets fixed. But I think the difference is their punter. Their punter has a howitzer. He can change the field.
Yeah.
Texas didn't go recruit a punter. They got a walk-on.
No Michael Dixon anymore?
No, I wish. I mean, he's kicking it 30 or 40 yards. That's not changing the field.
No, not at all.
So, I mean,
look, and let's be honest. I know it was his first game back, but Ewers has to play better in big games. He hasn't shown up yet.
I agree.
I mean, he hasn't shown up yet. Like
let me get y'all's thoughts on this. Do you think Ewers is a starting quarterback going in an A&M?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's continuing to win, then yeah. I mean, you have to give him that. But I mean, he has to play better.
I think he wins, but I think he gets
for me, I think he doesn't know how to. I'm not saying he doesn't know how. Let me rephrase that. I think he has trouble throwing people open. He wants them to be open first before he throws it, and he holds that damn ball so long.
Well, I think what Georgia showed is they cheated their safeties up.
Yeah.
They had 4 guys behind the line of scrimmage, and they eliminated the slant routes. So they forced us to go east and west. Everything we threw was out wide.
And I hate that play.
Well, against lesser defenses, the corners, your receiver's going to block them. Against an elite defense like Georgia, they're too fast.
Yeah.
And they showed it against us. They were dropping us for losses. Those plays were negative plays. I mean, so that's got to be corrected.
I felt like we did make an adjustment, a small adjustment at half, but
you got to stretch the field,
we never just threw it down. We never threw. Go routes, go. I'm gonna just throw it up. Let's get these guys back off this damn scrimmage.
I just don't think that's his style of quarterbacking.
Yeah, is there a wide receiver like Xavier Worthy this year on Texas? Is there
they've got plenty. They got lots.
Number one.
They got lots of speed. They've got.
Or was it 0? Sorry,
they got Bolden. They got
Bolden's
Silas.
fast as hell.
They got.
Because that's the last level of quarterback.
Hey, and Ryan Wingo, I know everybody talks about the kid at Alabama, but Ryan Wingo right now statistically is the best freshman receiver in the country. He's a true freshman.
Yeah. He's big, too.
He's big. He's almost 6'5". He's 6'4.5".
He's a big dude.
He can run.
And he can run. He can run.
He's a 4.3 40 guy. That's moving.
Well, I think, honestly, even if you guys do lose to A&M, I still think you guys will make the playoffs. It'll be Arkansas, Kentucky, those teams you should beat even if you lose to them. They'll be teeter-tottering, but 2 losses, I think you guys will still make it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I love this playoff format.
Yeah.
Tennessee, I misspoke earlier. Tennessee would host Indiana because they're the higher seed, I believe.
Yeah, Indiana will get the shit kicked out of them.
At Tennessee, but I think if we play at Indiana, it's a different story.
I just think those are 2 different size kids there, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, they're Big Ten.
Yeah, but
Then
then
he smashed around football.
yeah, it's unfortunately for Indiana, they just don't have the recruits. I think anyone they face yet. Yeah,
I think
they keep on going the way they're going.
I think this coach is going to change things.
Yeah, and
They're in a new stadium that only holds like 55,000.
You're right.
Shit like that. They're like, bro,
and Signetti
upgrade.
And he brought all of his players from JMU too.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. It's like you're asking these like former JMU kids to go to Knoxville and play in SEC country. It's like, but Ohio State, that game's gonna, and Ohio State game they play is going to be a big test, right?
I think Tennessee has trouble at quarterback right now. I don't think
they got that freshman since.
Yeah,
but he's a freshman. That's the issue.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. How does he hold up?
Yeah, give him 2 years.
He's not as consistent.
Yeah. 2 years, he'll be probably the best quarterback in the nation.
The beauty, I think, what this whole system does, this 12-team system does, is it gets guys like us and guys at bars all over the country, everybody talking.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody talking. Everybody's.
Because now it's like any given Sunday, right? It's like, hey, you got to show up and play, bro. Like, because if I bring it and you don't, I'm moving on.
He's exactly right. It could change the dynamics of the whole playoff.
Yeah.
One bad game. Look, Alabama has a bad game. They lose the Iron Bowl. They're out. That's a 3-loss team. They're not going to be in.
I would agree with that as well.
Well, I wouldn't say all that. They wouldn't be all in. They wouldn't be in, but we've seen some pretty shady things over the years.
Well, I mean, this system's supposed to fix that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to fix that.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun, and obviously the best part for me is the games on campus, first round games on campus. That atmosphere is going to be awesome.
I already submitted for my ticket.
All right, let's get on some college football and go some too.
Well, let me let you before we get into more sports, because we're going to get into the handicapping because he's always got a lot to say about it.
Right.
In the world of cooking, a couple of things happen. And this is a company that Joe's familiar with. Everybody knows that Joe's Culinary Institute of America and is a classically trained chef. But big news this week was that Michael Simon, the Iron Chef, good friends with Bobby Flay. He's all over the Food Network.
He's one of the originals. Michael Simon is one of the original Food Network guys.
He's a Cleveland native. He has a barbecue joint in Cleveland. And anyway, he signed with Sodexo. Sodexo.
Which is a.
I was going to say, tell us about Sodexo.
I mean, it's a big national company. They got places all over the world. They currently run a few places here in San Antonio. Just if you're familiar with in Corner Ward, and then they also run
companies all over the nation.
Yeah, companies all over the nation. And I think what he's doing for them is he's probably writing menus for certain areas, certain Southwest, Northeast.
And funny you should say that because this is the statement from the company. They said he joins the company with a mission of improving daily well-being with food and creating simple, nutritious meals for everybody.
Yeah. See, and because a lot of what Sodexo does, they're in business dining, but they're also in higher education. So they're in these places like colleges, maybe some private schools, and what they have to be careful with is like allergies, things like that. Because especially if you're feeding kids, you want to be careful what kind of menu you're putting out there. Nowadays, you got to put anything that you're going to serve in like kind of in mass. There has to be some type of signage that says, "Hey, this contains soy, this contains fish, this contains nuts, peanuts, whatever." Because obviously, there's a lot of people with food allergies, and it could be deadly. You get someone, and it's always tough because Bucket and I go in there after a Friday night getting all tuned up on a Saturday morning, and we touch this and move things around and move. It's one of those things. So, but Michael Simon, man, he has been with the Food Network. When I started watching them, he was with Aaron Sanchez in a show called The Melting Pot.
Mm-hmm. I remember that,
and it was them two, and man, he's awesome. He's great.
I've been to Aaron Sanchez restaurant twice in New Orleans, and it's closed every time I've been. Frustrates me.
Really?
I just want to try his food.
Skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I know his mom's from El Paso.
Yeah.
So it's probably more
Tex-Mex. You
Tex-Mex.
probably go around the corner and get the same food.
Well, I think it's more northern Mexico style.
Yeah.
It's not like what we're used to. we film and our show originates in South, even though we watch all over the country, we're in South Texas, and even South Texas is cut up into, if you go past Fort Hood in Texas, the Mexican food changes. It becomes more Mexico style, Los Angeles style food. You come further south, everything is more Tex-Mex, and it's just joking. Tell you more about the dynamics of the two different foods, but they're very different to the palate, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you know, as you get closer to the border, then you start getting the more, traditional style Mexican food. But I mean, man, there's so many regions in Mexico that have different.
But Tex-Mex is its own beast.
Absolutely.
But tell them what Tex-Mex is.
So Tex-Mex is essentially, it's going to be a mixture of both Southwest Texas, South, region type style cooking with a Mexico influence into it. We do more like American cheese, where they're going to do, Oaxacan cheese or a queso fresco, or something like that. They use corn tortillas, where we're going to use more flour tortilla.
A taco's not a taco there. That's a burrito.
Yeah, exactly.
Tex-Mex cooking, a taco is
flour tortilla.
With a filling, and you eat it as such. That's anything in a flour tortilla in Mexico, Los Angeles.
Burrito.
Those are burritos.
Yeah, those are burritos.
I know. I was in LA, and I said I'll take a couple of tacos. And
they're like, what the hell?
They were like,
"Well, you're in the wrong spot."
Yeah, what are you doing? Well, I mean, they brought me crispy tacos.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I wanted like, oh, you want burritos? And I was like, no, I want a breakfast taco.
And they're like, what is that?
They're like, you're not from here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not, but
yeah. So I mean, that's essentially what Tex-Mex food is, and I mean, it's people come all over the world to eat Tex-Mex food. It's delicious. It's definitely our own spin for sure. You eat people from Mexico, they're like, I know a couple of people who are like, enchiladas with a gravy. They're like, whatever. But it is what it is. People love it. Some people love it. Some people like it. It's all kind of your own preference, really.
And speaking of Tex-Mex, Joe did a variation of there's something called a Texas Twinkie, and Joe took us in depth and went. He did his Joe thing. He put his own spin on it, and it's pretty unique. You want to set it up real quick?
Yeah, I can. So, Texas Twinkies are pretty popular down here in South Texas. It's essentially what it is. It's a jalapeno with cheese. Could be sometimes meat with the cheese mixture. It's going to be cream cheese wrapped in bacon and then simply smoked on the grill. I did a little thing different.
Yeah.
And then you'll see what I did here.
Exactly. So this is Joe's twist on a Tex-Mex Texas Twinkie. It's unique. It's awesome, folks. Take a look.
All right, Texas Twinkies. You guys heard of them. Some of you guys really, really love them. They're a great tailgate party snack. They go great with all kinds of different things. Today though, we're doing a twist. We're gonna do a little Tex-Mex Twinkie, a Tex-Mex Texas Twinkie. And what I'm gonna do is mainly people do is they'll do a smoked cream cheese or cream cheese and some regular shredded cheese, and maybe they'll add some protein, whether it be brisket or sausage, however they want to do it. Today though, we're gonna do a style that is popular here in San Antonio, or kind of across Texas, and we're gonna use a queso dip. And this is why you see some of these ingredients here. This Velveeta, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna use that here in a second. It's gonna be something that's kind of gonna be needed, this type of cheese for this application. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, I'm gonna cup some of my prep here. These guys, for these jalapenos, what we're gonna do with them is we're gonna smoke them for about 20 minutes on our pellet grill, the Pit Boss. And what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to get these a little bit more pliable. Right now, if I put my knife in there, it could break, it could split, and I don't want that. So I want to kind of give these a slow cook real quick, 20, 35 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll start on those. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and prep the stuff that I need for some people know it as Jefe dip, like a pico with ground beef inside of it. Okay, so we're gonna need only half this onion. Okay, put this other half here. That'll go on the smoker because remember, you gotta let people know you're here. All right, so get this taken care of real quick. Again, we're looking for a small dice because remember, we're gonna stuff these peppers with this queso dip, and this is gonna make us our Texas Twinkie. Okay, so or the Tex-Mex Texas Twinkie. So we're gonna get a small dice real quick. Okay, turn it sideways. Depending on how many slits you put in, it will depend on how big your dice is. We're gonna go for 3. Pretty simple, just like that. Okay. And that's what I want right there. And that's about enough. All we have is about a pound of meat. So we won't use the whole onion, but we'll use that in a different spot. All right, so we got the onion done. I'm gonna turn on my heat to my pan. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat on to my pan. We're gonna get this guy nice and hot, and then we'll go ahead and add our ground beef. We have a pound of ground chuck right here. Very simple. We're not doing anything extravagant. Again, we're gonna mix it with some cheese. We're gonna add all the good stuff in it, and then I'll show you what I'm doing after that. Okay, so we'll get that pan nice and hot. Get that going. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this over to the side, just like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of these tomatoes. Now the tomato, I'm gonna just core it, give it a quick core. Just like that. That's trash. Again, quick core. All right. For the tomatoes, again, all we're gonna do is take it sideways, half it, and then I'm gonna half it one more time. Again, remember, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna get this cheese into this jalapeno, so I really can't have big chunks of ground beef or tomato or onion. So these have to be, you know, bite size. And get that. Turn that sideways. Again, we want these bite size because they're going to go into our cheese sauce along with our beef. Okay. If I need more, I'll add more. I think we'll do one more just to be on the safe side. Okay. Get that done. Now, one of the reasons why you're going to use this Velveeta cheese is because once we got the cheese done and got all the meat mixed, we're going to have to put it in the cooler for a little while because I need the cheese to set up. And once it sets up, I'm going to put it in the piping bag and I'll pipe the cheese, the queso dip into this jalapeno. Then we'll wrap them in bacon and then we'll go ahead and go to the grill. Or the smoker, that is. All right, smell my pan getting warm over there. So we'll go make sure we get this ground beef in there. Well, what we're gonna season with, we're gonna keep it very simple. We have a little bit of cumin, a little bit of chili powder, we'll have some garlic, and then we also have, we'll do some salt and pepper. So very, very simple, nothing too hard, all right? Okay. So we'll get this ground beef in there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this cheese and we're going to get it into a pot. But we're also going to we're going to get this milk. This is about a cup and a half of milk right here. All right. So we got about a cup and a half of milk here. Again, remember, the easiest thing for you to do is to always abide by one rule. You can always add, but you can never take away. So if I need more milk, I can add more milk. But right now I'm gonna start with about a cup and a half, okay? Right around there. And I'm slowly gonna bring this milk up because what I don't wanna do is I don't wanna scorch it, okay? I don't wanna scorch it, so I'm slowly gonna bring that up. Then I'm gonna add my cheese to it, give it a whisk, and we'll slowly combine both the cheese and the milk. And then we're gonna combine everything together. Once we combine everything together, we'll then go ahead and put it in the cooler, let it sit up, and then we'll take the next steps from there, okay? Ideally, I would put this in the freezer. Why? Because I wanna grate it. But today, we're doing the old school way. So it's nice and soft. We want small pieces. We don't want big pieces because we want it to melt rather quickly. This meat is going. We'll let that meat nice and brown, and then we'll add our spices to it. Got my trash bucket right there, a little bowl in the sink. Keep yourself organized. Keep yourself moving along, okay? I'm gonna take my meat here. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this a rinse. Good.
So you know what? Sometimes you have to make adjustments as you go. I want a little more heat on this.
Gotcha.
Heat. I'm gonna move it to the back burner, which gives out more heat.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this one. Turn this one on. Just turn this one on a medium, about right there,
Okay.
6.
All right.
And then move the pan, but you need to do it to the camera.
Okay.
We're gonna start with you washing your hands.
Okay.
Let me grab the camera, and I'm gonna get you saying, what did you say? I'm gonna rinse this. This will be my cut shot.
So I'm gonna start washing my hands here.
And you're gonna wash that.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna rinse this real quick. It was in my thing. It's clean. I'm just gonna give it a quick rinse. You know, what I'm gonna do is sometimes, sometimes you gotta make adjustments while you're cooking. One of the things is I'm gonna move this back, this back. I'm gonna move this back some. This back burner gets a little bit more heat, a little bit more BTU. So we'll go a little quicker with that. Okay, I'm gonna mash this down. Again, I want small pieces. I don't want big pieces in my with my meat because I gotta make sure I get all of it into the jalapeno. That's gonna be the important thing. So we'll bring this up to heat. Let that go a little bit. We're gonna add our garlic. We're gonna add our chili powder, and we're gonna add cumin. That's kind of one of those things, right? It's kind of your preference. It can be a stronger spice. So if you don't like too much, just be careful with how much you put. Again, remember, you can never take away. All you can do is add. All right, add that in there and get a little bit of salt. So now if you come over here and if you look, this cheese is already almost all melted. It's almost already incorporated, okay? So again, you don't need a lot. And if you break it up a little bit, it's a lot easier. We turned on our smoker. Smoker's working. I'm gonna get these onions in there with my beef. But I am gonna wait on the tomato. I will wait to the end because why I want to wait to the end is because I want to keep the integrity of the tomato. If I add it now and cook it down with the beef, it's just going to turn into mush, and it's not what I'm looking for. I still want some of that bite to be there from the tomato. So take our onions, add it to the beef. Okay. Here we go. Now we're moving. All right, cheese sauce, look at that, done, okay? I'm gonna just turn this on low. I'm gonna turn this bad boy on low right here. I'm gonna just let that sit right there. Just kind of off the heat, but on the heat a little bit. That way I don't scorch it, okay? But that's ready. That's how fast that's gonna go. Now, usually in a jefe type queso dip that we're gonna put into these jalapenos, these Tex-Mex Twinkies, goes avocado. But again, if I put the avocado into this to this mixture, I'm not going to keep the integrity of the avocado. So what I'm going to do with this is we are going to make a little avocado crema. Okay, this is just some Mexican crema, and then we're going to mix this avocado. We'll mix a little bit of olive oil into it, a little bit of garlic for sure, some granulated garlic, and then what we'll do, we'll just make a little dip for you to dip your Twinkie in to the avocado. All right, now you start getting that smell of that meat, that cumin, the garlic, chili powder, and that's what you're looking for. And kind of what I want to do this here is I kind of want to fry it a little hard. I don't want it to be loose. I want to fry it a little hard. What we'll end up doing is we'll drain some of the fat that's going to come out of this meat. This is just a basically 80-20 ground chuck. So there is some fat in it. That's flavor. What are you going to do? But I do want to fry this harder on the harder side. Okay, so we'll get that going. That's almost there, and then we'll finish. What we're going to do next is we're going to go out to the smoker, and we're going to smoke these jalapenos again for about 20-25 minutes, or just until I can tell that they've become more pliable and easy for me to work with. Okay, so we got the pit balls fired up here, and what we're going to simply do is going to add these jalapenos. We're going to smoke these for about 20-25 minutes, just to they get a little bit more pliable and easy to work with. All right, so you can put this on a little grate, but you don't have to. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put them here. Some of the bigger ones, I want them closer to the fire, and the smaller ones, we'll put them back here in the corner. Okay, these bigger ones will hold up a little bit better. And I bought some extra ones because you never know, right? You might lose one, you might drop one. I might eat one, so it is what it is. We'll come back to those in about 25 minutes, and then we'll see what they look like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this. I'm going to bring this towards me here. Okay. Move my tomatoes over. All right. Reason why I was telling you that I don't want to add the tomatoes to the beef is because I don't want them to cook down so much. All right. Now we're going to add our beef to the meat. Sorry, we're gonna add our beef to the meat. We're gonna add our meat to the cheese. Give that a nice mix. Okay. And this is kind of what it looks like, just like that, right? You can tell that if you put some chips in here, a little bit of salsa in here, this is gonna be delicious. Okay. But we're not done. So we're gonna add our tomato. We'll have our onion already in there. Obviously, we have jalapeno, so there's no reason to add jalapeno here. If you wanted to, right here, you can do a couple things. Okay, you can add a little bit of the jalapeno juice from pickled jalapenos. This will give a little bit of that acidity that you're looking for. Okay, we're gonna paste it to make sure that all the flavors here are married. And then we're gonna cool it. And you want to cool it in something that's kind of flat. It'll go a lot faster for you, cool for you a lot faster, especially out of the pan and thing. We'll take it out of this, put it in something that we can cool it with quickly, and then we'll move on from there. All right, ready to get it in there. You know what? I think it's time to do a little Idarty for sure. So let me get my things, bro. Let me get the Idarty on, right? People say it's 10 o'clock somewhere, 10:30 somewhere, whatever they say. It's just Idarty all the time. All right, put that there. We'll let that head come to. Now what we're gonna start is we're gonna start the avocado sauce. Okay, so a couple avocados, a little bit of crema, Mexican crema, and some lime. Okay, we'll use a little bit of some garlic powder or granulated garlic. We got that right here. Okay, so we'll use those two things, and we're off and moving. So what we want to do is we're going to take this avocado. I always cut the ends off. I don't know why. It's just been my thing. And I cut this side off. Okay. here, all the way around. For this little pit, simply what you want to do is you want to take the butt of your knife right there, okay? Hit it, twist it, and then with your thumb, push, okay? Just scoop out. Again, if there's a little bit of dark spots, the whole thing isn't bad, just a little area there. Scoop that. That. And that last one there. Okay. We're going to cut a little bit of the line. One. This is like a quarter piece. That's all you really need. Okay. Garlic. Now, not everyone does this, but I am, because it's something I've always done. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to my, oh, this one's brand new. I have one over here that's not brand new. Give me a second. Let me, right here. Okay. A little bit of olive oil. Just a, I don't know, teaspoon. That's all you really need. Okay. And then a little bit of the crema. And then we'll add, again, the rule is you can always add, but you can never take away. So add a little bit there and we'll smash this up. See what that looks like. We're definitely gonna need more cream, but let's just get this on there. Okay. Not too much more, but a little bit more. I think that should do it right there. All right. Get that in there. Mix that around. I am going to add some fresh cilantro to this. And that's the kind of consistency you want right about there. Okay. Give you a nice little dollop. Nice little dollop. For me, in my style, I love the ends of the cilantro. Okay, these little parts right here, those are some of the bad, but just a little bit of, right here is a lot of flavor in these. So you want to make sure that you use these ends. This is where a lot of flavor, and then you add a few leaves, but you can smell it as I chop these. As I chop these stems up, you can definitely smell it. And with the Tex-Mex Twinkie and all that glory and the bacon, you're not even gonna taste it. Okay. Let me just do this, just like that. Give that a mix, and you're good to go. Put this in the refrigerator, and the avocado crema is done. All right, guys. So we went ahead and we smoked these jalapenos like we said we were. What I'm gonna do is I'm simply gonna cut a little window, if you will, right in this to this jalapeno. Okay, just like this, right? What I'm gonna do, you see me take your knife, get underneath it, and you just flip it right on over. Okay, just like this. If you look, it's just, you're just gonna open it up a little bit, right? This allows you, you wanna take that off, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, okay? But this allows you a little bit of room and a little bit of play to open this jalapeno up and get the cheese in there, okay? And it's just the chef in me, right? It is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this into this piping bag. So we're gonna take this jalapeno, just like this, open it up, and we're just gonna squeeze that right in there. Just like that. Okay? Now, if you want to, you can go all the way down to the edge. I don't. I want to make sure that people understand what it is. When they eat it, I want to make sure that it shows all the presentation side. Now, people like to use binders and whatnot. Now, the bacon's sticky enough. It's not gonna like this season's gonna adhere to that. But if you want to, you can take some avocado oil, any kind of spray, and just give them a spritz, just like that. And that's all you need. Okay, you don't need anything else. We're going gospel all-purpose rub, meat church. You can't go wrong. Okay. Now I'm coming to the end, so that means I gotta buy another bottle here. Like that. Get these on there. Just like that. All right, let's get to the grill. Okay, we're gonna get on the pit boss here. She's loaded. She's been on for about a good 2 hours now. And all we're simply gonna do is, at this point, you can use a grate. You can use a grate if you want to. Dogs are excited about the Tex-Mex Twinkies. But we're not. We're gonna go straight on to the grate here. Remember, the small ones, keep them away from the fire. The bigger ones, you can put closer. Okay? Just like that. Okay. About 90 minutes, we'll come back and we'll check them out. Idarty, baby. Let's go. All right, let's check these.
Perfect.
Awesome. These are exactly where we want them. We got a nice color on them. Rendered the fat on the bacon. We'll pull these guys off. Don't try this at home. Chef fingers only. And this is how we do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Avocado crema. Okay. But if you look here, it's there, boy. It is there. The ground beef, the cheese, the queso dip is in the center. Tex-Mex, Texas Twinkies, Idarty. I'm not sure I've seen these around. I think this might be, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay, but I'm not sure that I've seen anyone do the Tex-Mex Texas Twinkie. Give that a look right there.
Folks, I'm going to tell you, I tried one of them. Joe doesn't like to deceive things because he enjoys flavor. Holy cow, those were hot. But they were delicious. I mean, it's a heck of a twist on what everybody wants poppers these days. But this is popper elevated to another level. Bucket, you were going to say something?
No. I was just thinking about.
You weren't here to have them, Bucket.
No, I was just thinking about. I missed out. I don't need spicy food, but I'm ready to.
People take out the membrane and the seed. People say, "Well, it's the seed that's hot." I beg to differ. I'm pretty sure it's the membrane that's hot that gives it the spice. We left them in this time, and and I did it because we're not really in the jalapeno season, right? We're kind of in. We're past that a little bit, right? So I thought, well, it's going to be a part of a little dull, and you never know, right? It's kind of one of those things like rolling dice. You don't know, right? These sons of bitches were hot. I took a bite. I was like, whoa, they're hot, bro. But they were good. They were good. So
they were delicious. Folks.
So yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of prep, but it's worth the labor. It really is. I mean, it was awesome.
Hey, don't forget about the $1 million margarita we made too.
I'm coming to it, baby. I'm coming to it.
Cool.
Talking about that, we're going to transition to liquor a little bit here. A couple of weeks ago in Las Vegas, they had the big World Bourbon Competition. Would you believe that a company right outside of Kerrville, Texas, just north of San Antonio, Garrison Brothers, won the world's best bourbon?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a Garrison Brothers single barrel cask strength number 13255 was voted #1 bourbon in the world.
You know the price point for that?
They're about $85 a bottle. I've had that
Oh, I thought you
I've had a
about to.
couple of them. Like the Balderrama's $2.50 a bottle. I've had some of that. I don't think you need to pay the extra 170.
Yeah.
I mean, for what the $80 one is spectacular. I
Yeah.
think.
I thought you were about to say, yeah, it won the award, and I bought myself 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring it out.
It's a good sipping whiskey. Just neat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really Garrison Brothers is in High Texas, just outside of Kerrville. You can't miss it. Really cool place. You can drive up, park, free to get in, and then you can order a little flight of bourbons, like a sampling thing, and then they have food, and you sit on the picnic tables and.
Nice and cool up there, too.
Well, the last time I was there, it was cold outside.
Yeah.
But they have fire pits going, and
perfect.
you just a little warm bourbon.
I was about to say, yeah, the bourbon warms you up.
You can't beat it. It was
put your head down, take a little nap.
Living the life.
Yeah, that's the Idarty lifestyle.
It's the Idarty lifestyle, baby.
For sure.
It's a lifestyle. It's
sure.
a movement. But that being said, Joe also has a unique spin on a margarita. He calls it his $1 million margarita. You're going to love this one. Take a peek.
All right. Now that those Tex-Mex Texas Twinkies are done, you need something to wash it down with, right? This, my friends, is what, in my family, they know it as the $1 million margarita. Very simple, very few, 3 in fact, ingredients. What we're going to do first is we're gonna make a simple syrup, okay? This is a half cup. What we need is a full cup of sugar. So 2 of these guys, okay? Half cup there, another half cup there. Now, I like my simple syrup to simple syrup, so instead of using equal parts, I go about 3/4 of a cup of water. Okay, so here we go. A 3/4 cup of water. Just like that. Now what we're gonna do is we're simply gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this on the burner, and we're gonna dissolve this sugar a couple minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. We'll cool it before we add it to our margarita, but simple syrup, 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. What we're gonna use is we're gonna use a little bit of fresh lime juice. This lime right here is just gonna be for a little bit of garnish. Okay. This right here is Espolón. Espolón to me is one of the, it's a very good tequila. Okay. Both for mixing and sipping. I'm not gonna say I've had one today, but maybe. You know what I like about this in a margarita is that this reposado at the end there's a little bit of smokiness to it. Because of the ager, because they age it a little longer, and it provides you that smoke flavor. And in a margarita, let me tell you, it really comes forward, and you can really taste it. But it's a great sipping tequila as well. You know what? It finishes so clean. Usually, people tell me I can't drink tequila. It's so harsh. The back end finish. This guy here, it finishes great. I don't know. We drink a lot of this. Obviously, this big bottle, but I think what is this? This is going to be the liter. I think the half liter is going to be like $25. 35 bucks the most. So it's really, really reasonable. We're gonna let that go. Let this simple syrup cook down, dissolve that sugar, and then we'll be back to make the $1 million margarita. A little bit of Espolón Reposado tequila. It's one of my favorites to use for this application. Now, what we're gonna do first is we're simply gonna, let me take this guy off. He's still early to the party, but that's okay. Early to the party is good. Okay, we're gonna rim this guy. Get a little bit of salt. I like salt on one side only. I don't care for salt all the way over on my on my Rita. So we'll go ahead and get this, get it salted, just like that. Use the salt that you like. Trust me, Idarty will have its own salt soon enough. All right. Next thing is, I'm gonna fill this guy with a little bit of, who doesn't like crushed ice, right? A bit of crushed ice. Very simple. Garnish. What we're gonna do is take a little bit of ice. I got the ice maker right here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this ice here, just like this. You don't need that much. And then very simple. Here, fresh lime juice. Give that a little bit of mix, and all we're gonna do is do equal parts. So, lime juice, simple syrup. Again, equal parts, 3 ways. Okay? Just like that. And then some tequila, bro. You can make this in a big batch. You can make, I actually made this for quinceañeras, believe it or not, weddings, backyard barbecues in a big batch. It's very simple. Okay, so get that, give that a shake, just like that. I forgot to close the fridge. Okay, and then right over the top, just like that. Tequila. And there you got your $1 million margarita. Enjoy.
Bourbon flight. Okay, on your chest.
No, but I mean, just a little sample. All right, here we come in 3, 2. Where am I going? Let me see. Yeah, we'll transition back to sports.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. One of the best margaritas I've had, and I try to stay away from margaritas just because a lot of them are just real sugar based. The way he does the simple syrup, real clean, straight lime juice, amazing. I had more than one.
He had his wife too, I think.
Yeah, he made one for my wife, and Joe, she never saw it.
You know, that's you know, I like drinks that are good but that are simple. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's, you know, I'm definitely not a mixologist or anything like that, for sure. I know this. I used to call them $1 million margarita because a buddy of mine used to make them. And you know, when you're, you know, I don't know how many beers in and whatever else in, and you have that change of pace, you're like, damn, this is good, bro. This is like $1 million. You know what I mean? So that's where the kind of the name came from. The moniker came from was just one of those nights, and I just said, man, it's like $1 million right here in my hand. It's delicious. But I mean, I made them for a couple weddings before, a big batch, and it's simple syrup, fresh lime juice, and a good tequila.
Yeah, and I was going to say the thing that he really stressed in the video is that the tequila is really important. You
100%.
can't pick really bad tequila and expect to have a good product.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. I mean, I used the Espalon Reposado. It has a little bit of smokiness to it, and I think at the end, that finish, it balances well with the acidity from the lime, and also the sweetness from the simple syrup. So it has a great balance where it's not so like sourish. You know, sometimes margaritas can be overpowering. We just did a little bit of salt on the rim. I mean, you can do tahini, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, I mean, pretty simple.
Beautiful. Yeah, I missed out again. I want one now. You son of a bitch.
Bucket is probably more into the hibiscus margarita or something.
Yeah, no, I'm sugar based. Yeah, give me sugar on my rim. You know, I want that fruity hangover in the morning.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Take it.
Oh,
I'll take it.
That is a hard hangover.
I've been at a club with Bucket before. I've seen him. He likes it sweet.
That is true. Yes, that is absolutely true. I forgot about that night, and that's because of the alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get back to sports, Mr. Bucket. Couple of surprises. Well, big surprise for me is the Jets aren't out of it. They're in second place right now in the East. The Buffalo Bills lead the division 7-2.
Yeah.
So the Jets are not out of it. The Chiefs obviously are 8-0, cream of the crop. The Steelers, number one in their division over the Ravens.
Yeah.
And I'm talking obviously AFC. And then you have the Texans, who I think are a fabulous football team.
I don't know. They've been
but they're a pretty good football team.
Sophomore slumps for real.
So what do y'all think of the AFC?
No, the Jets are done. Don't worry about the Jets. Just put them in your back view. They're fine. I do.
The Cardinals.
Yeah.
At the time of this taping, they play the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm
in Arizona.
I'm a Cardinals guy, but the line in that game is really fishy. I'll tell you that.
What is it?
1-1 Cardinals. They're only favored by 1 point at home.
They get 3 points at home, so
yeah,
wow.
yeah. So yeah, neutral field they'd say Jets -2.5-ish around there, -2. So
who's hurt? Anybody hurt?
No. Everyone. Well,
for the Cardinals.
For the Cardinals. Yeah, no one's. Murray's going to be there. I saw that James Conner got banged up in the game, but I expect him to play. So I'm not betting on the game because I've lost entirely too much money on the Jets this year.
Yeah.
The only good time that I bet the Jets was against the aforementioned Texans, who I don't believe in as well. I don't believe in the Texans.
I like the coach.
They're still young.
Yeah, no, they're young.
Still super young. Yeah, this just isn't the year.
I think the receiver who got hurt.
They didn't have Nico Collins, and
right.
Stephon Diggs was out.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all of that. I'll tell you this. You mentioned the Bills. I have my doubts on the Buffalo Bills, and I'll tell you my play of the day, play of the week, Indianapolis Colts this week. They're only favored by 4 points. Everyone is going to bet the Bills today because they saw Joe Flacco play poorly last week. They're only favored by 4 points. Indianapolis.
Oh, I like Indy at home. Defense.
So, exactly.
The defense is good in the dome.
And the Bills just disappointed against the Miami Dolphins team that everyone expected them to just hammer.
The team that I think nobody in football wants to play is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think it comes down to defense. That defense is nasty. In the past, they didn't have an offense, and they still were 500 or better. Russell Wilson has shown that they're pretty legit now.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for Wilson is he's got to stay within himself. I think he knows that. I think the last 2 years that he experienced in Denver,
humbling.
It would say, listen, man, I can't do the same things that I used to do. Because every now and then he still has a little bit of that. Like he makes a stupid kind of little flip pass or something like that. He's got to stay within himself. Obviously, he throws a great deep ball. We know about that. And I think it's really going to be predicated, like you said, their defense is legit. But as long as he don't turn the ball over, they run the ball, pass, stay within balance. I think you're right, Rich. I think that they're a formidable opponent for sure.
They are. They're scary good.
They play a division leader this week in the Manders. The Commanders, they're 2.5 point underdogs. I think this game.
Where's that game?
That game is in Washington, I believe, right now. It's in Landover.
I'll take Washington.
Oh, okay, interesting. So,
Washington's good. They got better.
Yeah, they got Marcus Lattimore.
But is their running back out for Washington?
Yeah, was that Rodriguez, the guy they brought in last week, was a horse. I don't know where they got him from, but that kid could play.
I mean, you can find running backs out of a tree now.
That's why they don't.
What happened to the fucking Cowboys then?
Well, they just don't look hard enough, apparently.
Speaking of our Cowboys,
oh God,
let's shift to the NFC. In the NFC East, the Cowboys are second to last, but the Commanders and the Eagles are the cream of the crop.
Hey, listen.
Who would have ever thought the Commanders would have been at the top?
Listen, my best friend is a Commanders guy, diehard. His dad was diehard. When the Bears picked Williams,
he was delighted.
I told him, bro, that was the best gift you ever got. And he's going to be a dad this year, too. I said, still the best gift you're going to get. I mean, I'm just kidding. But Daniels, he's a stud, bro. I
think the difference between him and Richardson and even Caleb Williams, Daniels played 4 years of college football.
Yeah, he has 40-something starts.
That's what I'm saying, and absolutely. I think you're seeing that experience matters.
Yeah.
Richardson up in Indianapolis, deservedly so, got benched because he quit on the team. because he was tired.
Hold
Oh
on.
my God,
Watch that word quit.
everybody's tired.
Hey, that word quit's a big word this week going around.
That's a big word. Yeah, well, we'll get to that. But what I'm saying is that you can't do that, and then you can't come out publicly.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you would have went to the side and been like, "Hey, check me out," something like that, like, "Hey, something's wrong,"
just to catch his breath, and then
just to be like, "I just need a moment, real quick, something different." But to say, "I got tired."
Jeff Saturday, the All-Pro center, played with Peyton Manning,
former head coach.
Played.
That's true.
He was on ESPN, and they asked him on Get Up. They asked him, "Hey, you ever seen that before in all your years in the NFL?" Never. He goes, "You just
not even in the NFL, anywhere else."
He's like, we're all tired. Everybody's tired in the fourth quarter."
Yeah.
You know, he goes, "It's just."
It was just a blip.
This is a bad decision.
Yeah,
it probably deserves a benching.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, he's started like 20 games in his life? Maybe?
And I think here's the thing, too. Obviously, last year he was a rookie. He started out
but he got hurt.
fairly well, but he got hurt, right? And he got hurt, so he lost a little bit of that time. And now it's your second year, but, you know, the expectations are a little bit for you to be a little bit better. You know, you had some time to watch and it's not panning out. But to your point, it's about the reps, man. It's about the reps, and I think that
game reps matter.
And I think that if you can communicate that to the younger guys coming up in college, say, "Hey, look, get your reps in, bro," because when you get up there.
But before Bucket, you and I know this, Joe. In the old days of the NFL, quarterbacks got drafted and they sat for 2 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to learn, because you have to learn.
Yeah, well,
now they want instant gratification. You know,
of course.
Take me to the Super Bowl.
I mean, but again,
and that's because of the salary cap.
Well, sure, exactly. All the money that's pumped into these players and guarantees and
Cowboys.
Bro,
CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott account for 46% of the cap next year, $124 million. How the heck are you going to pay 53 other guys with what's left?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
We got to trade Parsons.
They got to trade everybody. Start over. Just have rookies play. Take their lumps.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I mean,
that's a dumb move.
What about the trade?
Yeah, let's not even go there.
Well, okay, so hold on. Before we leave the Cowboys, there was a little controversy yesterday. Today is the 6th. On the 5th, former player James Jones with the Green Bay Packers said on their show, The Facility on Fox, that Dak has quit on the Cowboys. What's your take on that?
Kind of hard to argue. I mean,
look, his thing was look, he's a quarterback. It's a hamstring. I'm a receiver. I've had hamstrings all my life. His whole thing was Dak didn't fight to say, hey, you know what? Before you put me on IR, let's check me out in a week or two.
Right.
He went directly to the IR and he was like, dude, it's just a hamstring. You're not the old Dak where you scramble back and forth. Now, Daniels, first name?
Chase
Daniels said, listen, it's his plant leg, and that's his push-off leg, and I can see kind of whatever. But yeah, that was
but unless
that was
it's
big.
Torn, the hamstring came off the bone, usually a couple of weeks is going to get you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why even bother? You know,
but that's quitting.
Yeah,
you're starting to look at self-preservation versus what's right for the team.
Yeah, I would say it's better than for the team to lose. You know, get your high draft picks, throw Trey Lance out there. You know, see what we got.
I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence. I also agree with that, but because you're like, look, we're not going to go anywhere, bro. We're not good. We're not good at all.
The Cowboys are not good, but I think Dak is a serviceable quarterback. I don't think he is what everybody's trying to make him to be, and I think that's part of the problem.
I agree.
You were second in MVP last year,
and that was probably the peak.
But you know what?
That's probably it.
You know, you look at that, and I think a lot of that has to do. They look at stats, and I forget was it on Stephen A's show or who said it, but they were saying somebody said a lot of the stats that Dak has are a byproduct of they're behind and they're trailing, and defenses are playing soft, and he's picking them apart, marching downfield at the end of the game, so his stats go up exponentially. He's not generating the great plays early in the game when it matters to build the lead. Tell me, what lead has he built this year?
Well, not
None.
this year.
None.
I mean, we've been a 12 win team the last 3 or 4 years.
Great roster.
I mean, I think McCarthy's record is like 46 and.
I think McCarthy's gone.
Oh, he has to be gone.
I think he's gone. I don't care about his record.
Look, this is our team, and
that offense is not good.
That's not your team, right, Buck?
No, I'm a Jets fan, so I watch and laugh. I point and laugh at all of you.
Yeah. So anyway, for you and I, Rich,
I think we got to be realistic about what they are.
But I think the old guard is gone. Like we talked about this briefly the other day when we were playing golf on Monday. I get the old Walsh, Tree, and Andy Reid, and Holmgren and our guy Mike. I think that's obviously it's wonderful, and those guys are the OGs for sure. But the game has changed
exponentially,
and that offense is just no longer. It doesn't suit any longer.
And what Joe's talking about is the old Walsh offense was predicated on, they didn't. Today's offenses, there's a lot of motion. They're trying to get the defense out of position. That offense is not that way.
Yeah.
McCarthy's offense, if you look at it, it's still you as a defense. You can set up and you can play your position and play your zone on the field, whatever defense you're running, and you're pretty good. Safeties can play too high. It all works out. In today's offenses, look at the
49ers,
the Rams, all the teams that are really putting up on defense.
Washington.
Well, but that's Kingsbury. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of pre-snap movement. The defense is having a shift, getting guys out of position, creating passing lanes for the quarterback. You don't see that with the Cowboys, and I think that's their downfall. To me, the biggest I can't even. I told Joe this the other day. I don't even get it. Derrick Henry, the NFL's leading rusher, who lives in Dallas, trains in Dallas, wanted to sign with the Cowboys, and McCarthy and Jerry Jones said,
Jerry Jones.
He doesn't fit our offense. To even make that statement is just asinine. How does the best run, statistically speaking, he leads the NFL in almost every category out there. He is the definition of a deep top running back in the league, and yet he doesn't fit your offense. Change your offense, for God's sakes.
He hit 1,000 yards in 7 games.
I mean, what are we doing? I mean,
it's frustrating.
Dwaddle,
Rico Dowdle.
Was that really? That's your number one back?
Yeah, well, this is an issue coming into the season.
And I think it's also Jerry's fallen and become enamored with receivers. You don't win Super Bowls with receivers. You don't.
Well, he would beg to differ with Michael Irvin.
But show me the Super Bowl rings that he's won with them.
Michael Irvin?
No. That was an offensive line that was dominant. That was a dominant defensive line. I covered him. I traveled with the team at that time. Those defensive and offensive lines were dominant, right? Yeah. Emmett was dominant. Troy was dominant. The byproduct and the beneficiary of a dominant run game was those receivers getting open.
For sure.
Because you had to stack the box to stop Emmett.
Right.
They don't have that now.
No.
They don't have a dominant offensive line. They don't have, to Dak's credit, he's always running for his life back there. You know?
Well, we had a good line. I mean,
they're good.
Yeah.
Zach Martin's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But
Tyron Smith sucks, I can tell you that.
I think we lost one of our
Jets, buddy.
Yeah. I think we lost one of our big centerpieces. Our big piece was the center. Ferguson, was it Ferguson or he got dealt with some health issue and he had to retire early.
Yeah.
Was it Ferguson?
No.
He was a center.
Yeah.
Big guy. But he was really good. Yeah, he was all pro. And then, listen, the center is essentially like a catcher.
He's a captain.
Calling out the plays, calling out the defense. He's calling out the blocking assignments.
Yep.
That's just looking for the linebacker and looking out to see where high safety, cover 2, what are we playing zone. Like, that's all he's got to worry about. The damn center calls out a lot of the responsibility on the line.
I agree.
Yeah, and Jason Kelsey, the best center in our generation, made Jalen Hurts look like $1 million. So
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I listen. I'm not a believer in the Eagles right now.
I don't think I am either. I'm not buying it. I think their coach Sirianni's just he gets in the way of them winning.
Well,
Of being great. They win, but of being great.
I'll be on the exact opposite side of you both. I think they make the NFC Championship this year. Now, do they beat the Lions? That's going to be the
I
big
haven't
question.
gotten there. I'm going there.
But I think
I
they
haven't
do.
gotten there.
Go ahead.
How about the Cardinals? They lead their division.
No, I'd be surprised if they win the division. I think the 49ers.
I'm just surprised the 49ers.
Listen,
second
going to watch the Cardinals is like going to entertainment. It's like you're gonna see Murray run around a little bit, throw deep ball.
What about the Falcons? They lead their division.
Listen,
No. Enjoy the playoffs.
They're gonna get there. I think they get there this year.
Yeah, they're happy to be there too.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, tell me who hasn't made more money than Kirk Cousins as a
and he's been solid
as a above average quarterback.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, you're right. He's made more money than I think almost all the NFL.
Bro,
Yeah.
he's fully guaranteed in Minnesota, fully guaranteed in Atlanta. The Washington Redskins, they franchised him like twice. Fully guaranteed contracts back then. The dude raked it in
And
at a 7 to 10.
He seems like a really nice guy.
And he's a really nice guy.
And
He's part of the everyone in the locker room loves him. He's part of the locker room. The guys.
Yeah.
He's always throwing up chains and dancing. Like
on top
everyone
of that,
likes him. He's a great leader. He's a great leader.
Yeah. On top of that, everyone for his whole career when he was in Washington just compared him to Dak. Everyone said, "Oh, this is just white Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's black Kirk Cousins." They went back and forth like that, and they play this week, and Kirk Cousins whips his ass. Bet you that feels good for Kirk.
I think the creme de la creme in the NFC is the Lions.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
They're so good.
They got better. Well,
And
they covered the line.
Their coach, I think, is the difference.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's awesome.
He's just a good coach.
Dallas Cowboy.
He's a motivator. He's a former Dallas Cowboy, but he's a motivator. He's getting it done.
Yeah, I had a dream. This is weird that I had this dream, but I had a dream that Dan Campbell and their GM, Brian Johnson, I think it is, Brad Johnson, something like that, both went to the Cowboys. Jerry should just, that's the big thing, just go get yourself a great, good head coach.
But he won't let the GM do these.
Jerry has to die before Cowboys become good again, bro.
Yeah, well,
unfortunately.
I feel
God
the same
bless
way
you, Jerry, but you got to go, bro.
It's just tough being a Cowboys fan as long as we've
at least at the stadium.
Yeah.
The stadium. Yeah.
Jerry wrote.
Yeah, I got that.
Let's transition to the NBA. It's early in the season.
Tough week this week.
Wait, before we get into more stuff, let me do an insert here. Log on to Idarty.com. Take a look. We have merchandise. Lots of new merchandise, hats, shirts, koozies. A lot of cool merchandise for you to take a look at. Don't be afraid to get you one. We have all sizes, all colors.
Women's and men's.
If they fit them, then they'll fit you.
Yeah, that's true. We have them. They fit me. They fit Joe. They fit his little.
Yeah, they have small shirts for me too.
So please take a look at Idarty.com and just click on the merch section and take a look. Going back to the NBA.
Oh, hold on. Idarty official on Instagram.
Oh yeah, and Idarty official on Instagram. Give us a like.
Yeah.
Get in there and take
follow. Give us a follow.
Us. There's a lot of cool. We try to post everything we do on there too. Little snippets of nothing else. So you'll get a good feel of what's going on. Remember, it's a lifestyle, guys. Now transition to the NBA. How about the Cleveland Cavaliers, undefeated on the year, 8-0? Who would have thunk it?
The NBA. We talk about sports and how like the regular season has been devalued. We talked about the playoff earlier and how people said maybe the college football playoff would make the regular season look so much worse. The NBA, I couldn't care about the regular. The Cavs they can go 20-0, 50-0. I don't care until the playoffs. Show me they can do it in the playoffs. Because when they run into a good team,
so you're still saying Boston's it?
Of course, the Celtics are going to roll again. It'd be Celtics in 5 against the Cavs.
Listen,
nothing.
How do we get this homer on the show?
Listen, I tend to agree with Bucket because it's different when you're in a series. You can be one-on-one, but when you got to play someone 3-5 times, and you can make those adjustments.
It's a great story for right now, but. Doing when it matters, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is 6'2",
which is probably he's their best player, obviously.
Yeah.
Who's the center?
Jared Allen.
Is it Jared Allen?
Yeah, Jared Allen and Evan Mosley.
They don't have the
Mobley. Yeah, he's the power forward.
No, I was thinking the how do you say? I can't say his name. Eastern European guy.
Well, there's a lot of them now.
But the center, the
Vucevic, he's on the Bulls.
He's on the Bulls.
Yeah, he's on the Bulls now. But yeah, no, there's this team, the Jared Allen, Texas.
I like Jared Allen.
Yeah, of course
He's
you
long,
do.
lanky.
Of course, Texas. We know why you like
He only
him.
played a year.
Yeah.
We know why you like him. You're a huge KD fan too. We know it.
I think I love what he's done for the university.
Yeah.
But speaking of your point, the Celtics are in second place at 7-1. They've only had one.
Yeah, they play the very good Golden State Warriors as well. Wardell's going to play. It's going to be a revenge game for Jason Tatum in the Olympics. Steve Kerr is going to hear it a bunch in Boston. It's going to be a great game. But yeah, Celtics.
Come on, bro. Waste your time, dog.
This is going to be a sleepwalking.
I was like, bro, listen. Apparently, you don't match up. If you're going to play, they're going to play you. You don't match up somewhere. You sit, have a seat, dog. Have a fucking seat. Relax. You're going to get a gold medal. Just sit, chill out right there. Apparently, you didn't match up well. That's all I got to say about
What's
that.
funny in the Eastern Conference, after those two, everybody else is 3-3 or worse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Like always in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to believe in the 76ers? The 76ers are
they're a
horrible.
mess.
Yeah.
Embiid's a mess.
Yeah, he's pushing reporters, allegedly.
Well,
He got
reporter
suspended.
that reporter went a little.
He might have deserved it, yes. He might have
But
definitely
at some
deserved
point,
it.
you gotta say, bro, you can't say shit like that.
Well,
I mean, you're more than welcome to, but just sometimes there's consequences.
Yeah, he got run up
Sometimes
and
there's
done.
consequences, and one of those was that time.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
the Knicks are gelling together, but I don't
I think
believe
the
in
Knicks
that.
put it together by the end of the year.
I would if
So the rumor is the reason why the Knicks, and let me know if you've heard this too. The reason why the Knicks traded for Cat was really to have some leverage to trade for Giannis.
yeah, the salaries match.
That's the rumor.
That is the scuttlebutt that I
Who
hear.
do they give up?
They'll give up Cat
probably
and
someone
then
else.
salary filler and
That is
then
Carl Anthony Towns.
yeah, and then draft picks. Just a bunch of draft picks.
Antetokounmpo doesn't want to leave.
No, not yet.
I think Doc Rivers.
He's got Doc Rivers
I
as
think
the
Doc's
coach.
going to run that team to the ground.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
there.
yeah.
What are they? What are they?
I'll tell you right now.
They
Yeah.
might be
The
one in
Milwaukee Bucks
8,
are last in the conference at 1-6.
1 and
Yeah,
6.
Damian Lillard does not want to be there. Obviously,
I'll tell you, the guy to me that really made that team go. Well, remember the point guard, the guard, the shooting guard has been hurt, but the guy with the Celtics.
Oh yeah,
Drew Holiday.
Drew
Holiday.
Sure, 100%.
Drew Holiday is one of the best defenders.
I wanted him on the Spurs last year.
That guy is. I love him. I think he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think when he left Milwaukee, that team was destined for failure.
I agree. They traded for Dame Lillard, who doesn't want to be there, doesn't play defense, and in the NBA, old guards don't age
Right.
well.
That's right.
So
That's right. But moving to the West, the Thunder, cream of the crop, 7-0.
yeah, they're
Young,
going to
athletic.
Hey,
be. Yeah,
They're going somewhere.
hey, how would you like to be the Los Angeles Clippers and look over there and see Kawhi Leonard on the bench, and then look over there and see your boy balling out that you gave up for him?
yeah,
And
SGA,
that's what they're doing.
Dude,
That's crazy.
that was a.
and obviously
Is that what's his name from the Spurs? Who's the head guy in there?
It's
Oklahoma City
well, the guy that runs the organization, the GM,
Presti.
is Presti.
from
Sam
Spurs.
Presti.
He
trained
fleeced
He
them.
trained under Pop and he trained under R.C. Buford.
He
Yep.
fleeced them.
I mean, that Pop R.C. Buford tree. R.C. Buford was the general manager. Now he's the president of the Spurs, but he was the general manager and in charge of all scouting back in the day with Pop, and they were building the Spurs. But their tree is their fingerprints are all over the NBA.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All over the NBA.
Yeah.
And people are saying, "Oh, this." No, they got it from how the Spurs organization won, and they did it the right way. Kawhi said a lot of bad things about the team, which some people within the organization told me that a lot of 90% of what he said was not true, and his uncle was the mouthpiece for him. But he just wanted to go back to California.
Yeah, and you're seeing. I mean,
and you're seeing what his true colors now.
Here's the thing with Kawhi. Obviously, he won a championship with us. He won the Finals MVP.
And with Toronto.
We got him from Indiana. We traded Pop's favorite guy for him,
George Hill.
George Hill.
It was a draft day trade.
Right? Yeah, for sure. And look, and I think they've done it again. The kid Castle, bruh, that dude, his defense is already. Obviously, he's not full polished yet, but his defense is legit.
He's gonna be
his
ready.
offense will come, but he's strong. He's strong. And
they're still 3-4.
Well, yeah, but again,
well, this season's all about just grow.
I think I told Joe the other day. I think Wemby and the Spurs are a couple of years away.
Yeah. No, this is all about
hope. That's what the guy Perkins said.
Well,
what did he say?
Oh, dude, I'm tired. That guy averaged more fouls than he did points in the NBA, and for the life of me, I do not understand why a major network like ESPN will let this dude open his mouth
because he's really good on TV.
He's not that good.
Well, the Celtics didn't allow him at ring night for a reason.
Take a look at the Western Conference standings. As you can see, that the Thunder are 7-0, the Suns are 6-1, and the Warriors are 6-1. I thought the Warriors were done. Everybody's talking about the demise of the Warriors. They're legit.
I still don't believe it, but they started off a lot better than I expected. But they're leaning on the bench.
Who are the first 6 games though?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not in plus.
You got to play what's in front of you.
I get it, but the Spurs, we came out with Dallas, Houston back-to-back. Then we played OKC.
That's a tough schedule.
Houston again. Yeah. Like we came out with a powerful schedule. I was like, damn.
Hopefully it'll all balance.
And I was okay with 3-3. And then that stuff happened. Obviously, happened this week or on Saturday. An incident with Popovich. Obviously, we don't know very much, but
thoughts and prayers.
But yeah, for sure.
He's a good man. I've had the privilege of knowing Pop for a long time. He's a really good person.
Yeah. And that's up in the air, obviously. I've always believed that Popovich's replacement is going to be. I've always said Avery Johnson. I just always believed that. I don't know. I mean, he took the back to the finals. He's a Pop. He's exactly how Pop is. Maybe not on the outside with the wine and the dinners and all of that, but I think Avery is.
Great story I read the other day about Pop. They said that Steve Kerr actually was the one recanting the story. He said that Pop was famous for if he was out to dinner, and he saw his players at dinner, he would pick up their tab.
Yeah.
So a lot of the players, when they were on the road, would hide out at the hotel and watch him where he went to dinner, and they would see him walk into a place for dinner. Then they go to that place for dinner. Because they know if they sat down, he was picking up dinner.
Oh man, he's
players will be players, right?
Yeah,
kids
sure.
will be kids.
He's the best coach of all time in the NBA, probably at least top 5. It's obviously.
I think
he did it in a lot of people say Auerbach or Riley, but he's done it in a time with salary cap restrictions and team building. He's done it a different way, and I think it's a lot harder now to win consistently compared to the old days when you were locked in a contract. There was nothing you could do. You were stuck there.
Yeah. And realistically, he was going to retire like 2 years ago. And then the Spurs lucked into a generational player.
I don't know. I mean, when his wife passed, all he has is basketball.
Yeah. I can imagine the guy, and now he's old as hell and traveling every day. Like, obviously it's taking
he's healthy. He's healthier than you.
I mean, absolutely, yeah.
The guy works out. He works out every day. I mean, he's on it. So.
I mean, yeah, but we all.
But right now, it's all suck for lack.
Change is coming. Change is inevitable. We just have to remember him for what he is—a really good basketball player.
Well, you know what it is for me is the relationship that he builds with each individual superstar he's had on his team, or even every bench player. Right? It's all the same. He understands that there's a job to do while you're on the court, hold you responsible to what you have to do while you're on the court, expects excellence from you when you're on the court. But as soon as you step off the court, he's like, hey, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? Whatever you're going through, it doesn't matter. Basketball is second. Go take care of what you got to take care of. DeRozan tells a great story about when his dad passed away.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I felt like it was 20 seconds and I got the call, and then I heard a knock on my door. Like, who the hell is? It was Pop.
He said he was in there crying with
It was Pop. And
Tim Duncan every night when they were on the road. There'd be a knock at his door, and he'd open the door, and there was a piece of carrot cake because he knew Tim liked carrot cake. Pop would get him a piece of carrot cake every night.
What? I never heard this story.
Oh yeah.
Lucky.
I mean, it's the little things that he does.
A little bit of leche with the carrot cake. Do you know about that?
It's the little things that he does,
Yeah, absolutely.
and that endears him to his players.
For sure,
They're willing to do anything.
100%.
Yep, he'll have a statue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Eventually,
for sure.
he should. He should.
Sure. Him and Tim Duncan will have a. I hope the statue is together, but we'll see.
Oh, the damn head don't look like Dwayne Wade statue.
Well,
How
yeah.
about that?
Apparently,
how about that statue,
I don't know why
that
it is
terrible, dude.
The Greeks in the 18, whatever the fuck, BC bullshit can be better sculptures than we can now. It's disgusting. I can't believe that.
You know why? Because everybody tries to be different.
Yeah.
Sometimes just going with the old guard is good.
I don't understand. And Dwayne Wade saw the whole thing too, as well. Like he was like,
who's that guy?
Yeah, I don't get it. But shout out to Pop as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Get back, Pop.
Well, guys, we're going to try to put a bow tie on this one. We hope you've enjoyed episode 2 of Idarty. It's a lifestyle. We really believe in having a good time all day long.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead, JoJo.
If you're going to be at the Worst Fest this weekend,
oh boy,
look for Bucket. He's going to be out there shooting.
Yep, I'll have a chicken hat on.
We're going to give him a couple koozies for him to give away.
Sure.
Maybe a hat or two. We'll see. But for sure, look for Bucket out there.
Yeah, I will be. I darted out. Yeah, I will be. And I like to say that I will be polluted as well.
Well, then we won't give you shit because we don't want you.
You just see a trail of Idarty stuff.
Yeah, you're just gonna drag.
Talking about when you got collect call from Idarty? No, sir, absolutely not.
But as we said earlier, please, as I'm showing you, as you're looking at now, take a look at some of the merchandise on our site. There's some really cool creative shirts on there, some hats, and pick your color, pick your size. It's all in there. We really want to spread the word. We got people reaching out from all over the country looking for stuff. It's there, and we're adding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're adding. And if there's something that you think, hey, you know what, thinks to be a cool idea, let us know. Tell us, on our Instagram account, just DM us there. If you want to change something, we're up to do it as well. But look, next week, hopefully, we'll have a brand new segment for you as well.
Mm-hmm. And folks, thanks for tuning in. Check with us our next show when it comes out. We'll get something on Instagram, let you know when it's coming out, and we'll have some more cooking, some more insight from the man from Bucket, and JoJo's going to have some more treats and delights for everybody out there that you can do at home, nice and easy, have a good time. We look forward to just bringing you the lifestyle, continue to introduce you to the lifestyle and having fun and just doing what folks should do. Just get along and hang out, sit together and enjoy a good drink. It's the Idarty lifestyle. For Big Joe, Bucket, Rich, we'll see you next time.